Really excited to have Rachael Watt with us. Rachael is the mentor to mentors. She's a business strategist and a marketer. Now, Rachael, it's great to have you on One More Round.
Thank you. It's great to be here and the beautiful countryside. I love that we're doing this outside.
I know we've had such crazy weather in England that, you know, even an inch of snow and the whole country goes to pot. So it's great, to be outside. I was in Oslo last week. And you know what, this is like tropical. So we're glad to be outside, to be able to bring you this episode of One More Round. Rachael, I always think it's really important that when it comes to interview, that we really get an idea of distractions like the train behind.
Gotta love a good train.
we've got to love a good train. But for those that don't know who you are, let's find out a little bit about who you are.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I always think that's a loaded question, you know, who are you? Because I think there's many parts to all of us, you know. I really am like a woman on a mission, you know. I am here to be the best version of me that I can possibly be, to share my message with the world, share my voice. And I just want to live life on my terms as much as I possibly can. So when it comes to business, I really am, like you say, the mentor of mentors. And I really want to empower people to live life on their terms or live their best life. Business, marketing, it doesn't have to be hard, but sometimes we overcomplicate things and make it a bit more stressful. So I'm really here to show that with a clear plan, when you back yourself, you take massive action, that anything is possible. And I am known for my straight talking, no holds barred approach. You know me, we've worked together. I just say it like it is. I'm totally unfiltered, and sometimes that throws people off, but you really get to the crux of things. So I'm really a straight talker. I'm all about getting real with people. I am no BS or fluff. If you want the frilly stuff, don't come and talk to me, because you're not going to get it. So on the business world, I'm really about empowering people to get action, get results, and create the business and life they want. In the personal side, I'm a real outgoing, fun-loving person. You know, I wear my heart on my sleeve. You know that. You know, you always know where I'm at. The train again, you know, it's...
Life's full of distractions,
Life's full of distractions, absolutely. But I wear my heart on my sleeve, and you always know where you're at when you're with me. I'm a mom. That's probably one of my biggest roles in my life. I have a 10-year-old son, Callum, who is awesome. I've been a sole mum for the last 8 years. You know, when he was 2, I made that decision to step change out of the relationship that was no longer serving either of us. And, you know, I've raised Callum on my own while building a business, being an entrepreneur, mentoring others, and raising Callum to be, you know, a grounded, well-rounded individual who can really go and seize the moment and seize life for whatever he wants as well. So he's very much learning from mum and trying to lead from example, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah.
in that part of it. So yeah, that's kind of who I am. There's probably so many more parts to me, but
for sure, I think that's probably true. I always like to know, is there a word, like one word, that you would love the world to associate with you? And what would that one word be?
One word the world associates with me. Well, I am very sassy.
Yeah.
Very sassy. Straight talking. I think when you think of me, straight talking, and I actually, I've been doing a lot of research because, as you know, like last year we relaunched the business and there's a lot going on, and I asked some of these entrepreneurial mentors, you know, why do you call me out? Why am I your go-to person for the advice? What is it? And they're like, we know you're going to give it to us straight. You're not going to bullshit us. You're not going to tell us what we want to hear. You're going to hold us to account. So I think straight talking, but I think they'd also say sassy and just, you know, say it like it is. But yeah.
Now, you're very well put together, both how you dress, but also how you communicate with the world.
Thank you.
I know, I know that obviously, you know, we're all on a journey, but I wondered if there was anything in particular that maybe you were afraid of, like, because sometimes, you know, when we meet people, we interact, we see them on stage, we see them in places of influence. They obviously have this good high energy, they have good content, they know what they're on about. But at the end of the day, we're all human beings, we're all real.
Yeah.
Like, is there anything that, you know, is a difficulty for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I get really nervous before I speak. Like, I am a speaker, author, all that sort of thing. I very much am in front of people, but I do want to bring my best self and my best version. And I feel like if I don't share my knowledge effectively and people don't get even just one little something from what I'm saying, then I haven't done my job, you know, then I haven't, you know, used my voice to communicate and used my experiences to really help other people. So I do get nervous. It's like, or I want to keep myself to account, I think is a better word than nervous. It's like, I want to be accountable and go, I have to bring my best self in this moment. So it's about making sure I'm in state, making sure I'm on. And sometimes in the past, when I haven't always managed my mind, I've brought the shit that might be going on in the background, trains, the crap that might be going on in the background, and it's like, you know what, that's not going to serve these people right now, so leave that there and bring it in. So I always want to try and bring the best of me to whoever I'm here to serve at that point. And I do sometimes go, shit, who am I? Like, am I good enough? You know, I have been in business and marketing for 20 years and I've got runs on the board and all this stuff, but sometimes we second guess ourselves and we go, I'm up here teaching this, but who am I? And I'm like, no, you know what? You are an expert. You've lived life. You've got experiences. And, you know, I'm 39 now. Yeah, I'm telling you my age, but I don't know, see, keeping it real. And I have experienced a lot in that 39 years, you know, even from being the sole mom to being the entrepreneur, the business owner, highs and lows. And it's about, you know, I've had some great successes, but I've also had some massive learnings and failures, you know, for want of a better word. And it's about being able to overcome them and share that voice. So when I sometimes second guess myself or doubt, you know, why am I the one standing here to give this message? It's like, even if there's one person in this audience that needs to hear what I have to say, suck it up, get out there and do your job, you know? So,
absolutely.
But on a more personal side, what I'm scared of is small enclosed spaces. Don't put me in a lift on my own. Don't put me in enclosed spaces with lots of other people because I'm going to die on the spot. I will always take the stairs rather than the elevator, and that is really interesting considering I lived in an apartment complex on the Gold Coast in Australia and I had to take a lift to my house. So
wow.
But yeah, so that's a fear of mine.
Wow, yeah, I can
on the personal note.
Yeah, I can understand that. In terms of habits, because I always think that even the people that are achieving something have these regular repetitive habits that they do consistently, which actually give them the edge. Because sometimes it's just the 1 or 2% that we need in order to move forward. What would be your greatest habit? What is the one thing you are very good at and you continually deliver?
Yeah, I always listen to people who are further down the path than me. So I will always, every morning when I'm getting ready, listen to YouTube, like motivational speakers, inspiration. I'm really all about Tony Robbins right now. I've never really followed him too much in my career, but he's really captured my attention at the moment. So I'm really listening to him. Before it was Gary Vee, before that it was Kerwin, before that, you know, I've got lots of different people that I just daily habit to listen to the inspiration, because sometimes, you know, you've got to constantly be feeding this mind, feeding your soul, feeding the energy. So I do that all the time. Another thing I do religiously is I'm very routinized with my life. You know, I don't care what people say. You know, we all have some form of routine. We usually go to bed roughly the same time, get up roughly the same time. And I have a routine. You know, my life's pretty compartmentalized and I want to be really present to my son and give him as much of my time as I can. So I'm kind of structured with my life and routinized, and I set time aside to do things. I have my plans up on the wall with post-it notes of what's got to be done and things. So that's another habit that I choose to do. It's just to be very structured with my time and compartmentalized, and it allows me to do so much more. You know, I launched my first business, Marketing Key International, and when my son was 2 years old, I was a single mom. I didn't have any support system at that point because my mom was still living in Scotland. I was in Australia. And I was able to work a full-time job for cash flow. I was able to launch my business, network, do speaking gigs. I wrote my book. I launched my new product all on my own. And it's because I kept feeding my mind with the motivation. And then I was planned. You know, I let the train go by. I was planned, you know, I would compartmentalize my day. And I guess the greatest gift and the payoff of that planning was when Callum was a bit older, he was graduating kindy, and the teachers, he was about to go up to, you know, the pre-prep, And the teacher said to him, what does your mom do? And he went, she doesn't do anything. She like just plays with me. And I thought, should I be offended at that? But no, I shouldn't. That's the greatest thing he could have said, because it means I'm so present to him that he doesn't think that I do anything but play with him. So so that's a couple of habits that I do, but I think it's so important to keep feeding the mind. Like we're constantly never-ending improvements, and there's always something to learn and something else to build on our skill set. So that's what I do.
Sometimes loss is gain. When I was 18, I moved to the States to go be with a girlfriend I'd fallen in love with. The reality is I only actually lasted in that relationship for 2 weeks. And during the same time, I had a visa in America for 6 months, and they only let me in for 3. Sometimes loss is actually a gain, because what I realized during that time is that I transitioned from a boy to a man. Sometimes we can put so much hope in something that when it doesn't happen, actually it is in our favor. For me, it was a key point in my life where something lost actually was my gain, and I found myself. Look out for the things in your life that you may have lost, but actually see them as a positive, because they're actually your gain. So the show's one more round.
Yes.
I'm always fascinated by what does that conjure, in somebody's mind when they hear the words one more round. What does it bring, to you?
Yeah, okay. Well, there's a couple of things it brings to me, but I think what's at the forefront is the ability to be able to get knocked down, but be able to get back up again and keep moving forward, and not letting those setbacks of the past determine your future. Because it's so easy to get knocked down and think, oh, well, that's it. But I think it's that ability to not let that hinder you and be able to get back up again, and not just get up, but keep moving forward, keep deciding where is it I want to go and what am I doing, and learn from it. Or not just learn, look at it, learn from it, and then keep on moving. So that's what one more round sort of brings up for me. It's that ability to face whatever challenge or setbacks have had for you and keep on going forward.
Because life's full of them, isn't it? It's full of those those challenges. We get constant jabs towards us that take us off course, that make us wonder what's going on, and often we do fall to the ground, but it's the ability to bounce up, and sometimes it's how quickly we can move forward from a challenge and difficulty, which is paramount, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So considering the fact of, one more round and we all go through them, can you share maybe a personal story of where that happened, where you were, challenged, you were knocked down, and, how you managed to get back up?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know what? My success is not undifferent to many other people's successes. We think when we're going through life or building a business, it's going to be this straight line, but actually it's this spaghetti junction of ups and downs and twists and turns and roundabouts. And one of the more pertinent, and it's something that we've talked about before, is I went into partnership, a business partnership that didn't serve me, and the end result of that partnership was me losing my first company. Now that was a huge knock and setback to take. When you've put your heart and soul into everything, and I was on my path, stayed true to me, and I was building this business, saw success, and I decided to partner with someone else. And what I did was I stepped off my path onto their path. And the end result was that partnership was not a win-win and wasn't in alignment. And I realized a little bit too late. And the end result was I lost my company. Now, didn't lose it straight away. I could have jumped back on, but to add insult to injury, not only was I facing that challenge of having to pick myself up and step change from that, but my whole online systems and my whole website, profile, sales funnels, all this marketing speak that you guys are probably like, what's she talking about? But all those things that you go to online and you can get free downloads and everything, that was hosted by my ex-partner, my son's father, and he'd hosted it for years, and in one day he turned it all off. So I went from a partnership going wrong to having challenges there, and then I thought, well, it's okay, I'm a marketer, I'm a business development expert, I can just turn everything back on my company, and up I go. And he deleted it from the whole, and I'm kind of smiling about it now, but you have no idea how I just wanted to curl up in a ball and die.
Yeah.
And I did go into that little pity party for, you know, a good little while, but then I went, okay, what am I meant to learn from this? And what is the lesson and the blessings and the gratitude that I can take from this experience? And I know what it feels like to be lying in bed and not have the strength or the ability to even get up out of bed again. You know, even it's still raw for me now, you know, when you talk about it. So I know what it's like to have to dig deep and go, I gotta get back up. And I could hear my son playing out in the lounge room, and I thought, I need to take the learning. I need to practice what I preach here. And there's all these thoughts go through your head, like you're a failure. Like, how can you get up on stage and teach this when you have gone through this experience yourself? But then I thought, enough is enough. What is the learning and what's the gratitude? And when I really reflected and got some great people around me, even, you know, working with yourself, and gone, what is the lessons and the blessings and the gratitude? The learnings that came out of that, you know, always be true to me, you know, stay on my own path and trust my own instinct. And if it doesn't feel right, no matter what contracts are in place, it probably isn't right, you know, so stay true to me. Always have your finger on the pulse and know, you know, even if you're outsourcing or empowering others to take a lead for you in your business, always know what they're doing and what they're meant to be doing. Believe and back yourself. Know your money situation and get real about where you're at, and don't scale and grow too fast. You know, go at your own pace and get the right systems and processes. You know, I think it's so important to have a plan, you know where you want to go on your journey, and take action daily towards that plan. Get your mindset in check, you know. So I really had to dig deep on my mindset to pull myself back up and get out and get the right tools around me to scale and grow. Because if you go too fast, you can't sometimes keep up, and then disaster strikes. And if you go too slow as well, it's got a similar impact. So when that happened to me, I really dug deep and thought, what is the lessons and learnings here? And then I relaunched the business, but this time Rachael Watt International, went out on the personal branding. I got a much stronger message, know who I'm here to serve and what I'm here to do. And I now can better serve the people that are meant to hear my story and my message with congruency. And it really did humble me a lot as well, because now I really can say that I've walked in some of these business owners' shoes, you know, because a lot of people behind the scenes, they're struggling and they've got things going on that you would never know. And it's like, you know what? I have probably got the t-shirt on that, you know? I have probably made those mistakes, and I know what it's like to try and dig deep, and even for your family to be ashamed of you and walk away, and all these things to happen. But you know what? That was my one more round, and now I went back out and the business community welcomed me back, speaking gigs, and they were like, Rach, we've been waiting for you, you know? And so not letting that setback of the past determine my future and being able to get back up was so important. And even just that, you know, looking at the bank and going, oh my God, there's $3.48 in the bank. What the hell am I gonna do? I got a little boy out there, you know, they'd taken all the money from that, everything had gone, and it's like, okay, what am I gonna do? You have to hustle, you can't wallow anymore, you've got to pick yourself up and go. So that's what I did, and it's part of these lessons and learnings now that I'm empowering and motivating and inspiring others to keep doing the same and keep moving forward. And I don't regret anything that's happened, because it's made me a better person and a lot stronger now. So that's an example of my one more round, and now I'm back and I'm doing everything that I'm doing, and I'm happy, and I've got the leverage and the lifestyle. I'm really building a business around the life that I actually want, and staying true to me, staying on my path and my bandwagon. And it's like, you know what, this is my plan for my life, and if opportunities come along and they're aligned and they get me closer, might take me a little detour, but they still keep me on my path, great. But if it's going to take me away, no, it's not part of my plan. So that's my one more round story.
Love that. I mean, I could feel the emotion, Rachel, when you were sharing, you know, the difficulty and the challenge. Did you see, like, into your future? Like, what was it that made you not just stay in that place of defeat, not become a victim? Because so often in life we go through things and people stay imprisoned, you know, to how they've been treated, to the experience, and it really limits their ability to be able to break through. What was it that kept you moving forward, pivoting and evolving?
Well, to be honest, I think it was my love and desire for personal growth and empowerment. I was constantly feeding my mind, and I was surrounded by listening to people who had been through similar things and they hadn't let it get them down. So I kept feeding my mind throughout the whole thing. And even when the demons would, I'm calling them demons, but even when the voices would come in and I'd be like, no, you're done. Who do you think you are? You're not a business owner. You've tried it. Look, you failed. Yeah, you might have made nearly $1 million in your first year of business, but look at where you are now. You don't know how to do this. You just did a little bit. So it's really feeding my mind. Like I say, the daily habit, I kept doing that. And I realized this is not me. I'm a strategist. I always have a plan. And I had a big why. You know, I knew the life that I wanted to live, and I knew that from my 20 years in the industry, I did have something to share with people. And if I just stayed here or went back, got a job, or wallowed in consulting or whatever I was doing, that's not serving me or anyone. And it's kind of like, that's the why, but it's like, more importantly, the why not. If I don't do this, what is my life going to be like? I'm going to be a slave to the system, a slave to someone else, dancing to someone else's tune when I really don't want to be doing that. I've said my whole life I want to be the commander of my own ship. I want to be dancing to the beat of my own drum. So if I stay here, I'm not. So I went back to basics. I made a plan. I made a plan for my life, what I wanted. I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. Then I kept my mindset in check. I kept listening to the motivational stuff. And then I just started taking action one step at a time, getting a mentor around me, getting people who could support me emotionally and support in my plan to keep moving forward. And then just tiny little bits. And it took me 2 years. It wasn't an overnight thing to just bounce back up and get back out. But I'm writing my book, writing the programs, speaking again, sharing my story, sharing my knowledge, and it's brought me to where I am now. And
Beautiful.
And I'm happy. Like, you know, it's I wouldn't change it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I love that. Walking to the beat of your own drum.
Yeah.
Okay, the whole premise of business really is what problem, you know, do you solve? I find that there's plenty of businesses out there that they don't really solve that many problems, you know, and I believe if you want to make £1 million, you've got to find a problem that affects 1 million people.
Yeah.
Now, why do you believe that people need to particularly work with you, and what problems do you solve within the whole marketplace of what you do?
Yeah, well, when it comes to growing a successful business, no matter what challenges that you have, whether you want to grow, you want more clients, you want more profit, you want to scale, you want leverage, whatever it is, I help you get the clarity and I give you a plan to get you from where you are now to where you want to go. But it's not one of these plans that are wishy-washy and you have to do everything. The problem I solve is how to get more clients and get more profit via connection and collaboration with others. I believe that connection is your currency in this day and age. And I feel like we've actually gone full circle, you know, to go, yes, there's social media, yes, there's Facebook ads, yes, there's all this, there's emails and noise, but nothing beats connecting and collaborating with other non-competing businesses who service the same clients as you, to have win-win, to grow your email database, to grow your list, to put your offer in front of them. You know, if you're a business and you've got, let's just keep it simple, 1,000 clients on your database and you collaborate with 5 other people who've got 1,000, you've then got a reach of 5,000 people. But what happens is people don't really know how to approach them. They don't know how to connect. They don't even know how to network properly these days, how to go to an event and really put your best foot forward and be that expert and that entrepreneur, that business person that others want to connect with, engage, and follow. So I help you get clients and increase your profits via collaboration and working collectively as a team, because connection really is your currency. Now, you also have to be someone that others want to connect with. So I teach you how to make your brand pact, your brand impact that goes, yes, I like you. People do business with people they like. They follow people that they resonate with. And if you can be true to you and keep it real, because if you try and be something you're not, people are going to see through that. You're not going to feel congruent in yourself. And successful business is about clarity, congruency, and consistency in everything you're doing. So I give you the plan. I help you get from where you are to where you want to go. And I really focus in on the train going by again. Really focus in on...
Sponsored by Virgin.
That's right, sponsored by Virgin. Gotta love it. Connection as your currency. So how to connect and collaborate for clients. And a lot of people make the mistake of going, I want the sale, or I'm going to swap my time for money. But it's so much more than that. You want to build relationships. You know, business success now is really about it's almost like dating,
Yeah.
courting. This is nothing new, but it's bringing that back to the forefront and going, you know what, collaboration through sponsorships, through referral marketing, through strategic partnerships and alliances, through networking. That is how I went from a standing start in my first company to making over 800,000 in the first 12 months. I had 5 joint venture partnerships. So I really teach you how to implement that in your business so that you can monetize your message, get your expertise out. And I'm an expert. I've built 2 expert empires, and I mentor mentors, people like me or other business experts to get that same result. And I'm all about simplifying your business challenges and giving you a simple plan to get you where you want to go. Now, these challenges don't have to necessarily be a bad thing. It could be, you know what, I'm at capacity with my one-on-one coaching. I can't take on any more clients now. What's my next step? Some people say I should be doing this. Some people say I should be doing that. But it's strategy before tactics. I am like an ultimate strategist, and you have to put strategy before tactics. So there's no point going out doing Facebook ads if you really haven't got clear on what you're in business to do. You're not owning your expertise, owning your message, getting really clear on who you want to serve and how you want to serve them, and making that brand pack, so having that complete package and personality so that it shines through. So 3 areas of focus for me on how I help is I help you get really clear on, well, we get real, let's get real, on what you're in business to do and who you are in this, like be true to you. Then we look at your brand pack and the impact that you want to make from your knowledge and your expertise and your service, and we make sure we package you up so that you are someone that others want to do business with.
Yeah.
And thirdly, I help you get clients and ultimately increase profit through connection and collaboration. How to work with others, non-competing businesses, to grow your list and grow your business to get the results that you want. So that's the problems I solve, and it's about getting real, getting back to basics. Too many business owners, you know, they try and be a growth business, a profit business, a legacy business, a lifestyle business. They want to do it all, and it's like, let's get real. What kind of business do you really want to run here? And all your decision makings and actions should be around getting you to there. So that's the 3 areas I focus on and how I can help.
Love that.
Yeah.
So you talked about connection. That was one thing, and obviously
Yes.
the whole premise of even this show with yourself is through our ability to have connected with each other.
That's right.
In terms of connection, how do people best interact and engage with you? How do you want people to really connect with you?
With me, best thing to do is go to my website, which is rachaelwatt.com, and Rachael is Rachael, and a little bit of a different spelling for some people. But yeah, if you go to my website, you can download the Let's Get Real guides. You can see where I'm speaking. You can pre-order my new book that's coming out later in the year, and I've got some mentoring and coaching options available if you want to work one-on-one with me as well. So the best place to go to is the website, and of course you can connect on social media, Facebook, just Rachael Watt, or the Expert Advisor, and you'll find me there.
Awesome.
But website's probably the best place.
Rachel, are you ready to go one more round?
Yes, let's do it. One more. Oh,
Come on,
I didn't know I kicked my shoes off.
kick them off. One more round.